Hey everyone, Luke here. Hope you're doing well. And today I'm going to talk about preparing for surgery. Okay? And why am I making a video about this? Actually, I'm making a video about this because it came to mind because I recently had surgery, as you can see. So, exactly 1 week ago on Thursday, I actually had metal plates removed from my arm. So about 6 years ago, I broke my arm in an accident, and I've had a metal plate on each side because the bone had broken so bad they had to put a metal plate and screws on each bone to hold it together and help it heal. And I never had the plates removed, and so I decided now that I am significantly healthier, I've been on the program for about 3.5 years, and I'm young, I might as well do it now. Because in a lot of cases, it's, in my opinion, better to have metal removed from your body. Some people, they have metal in their body, and it's not a huge issue if it's a minor. And for a lot of people, it never bothers them. It didn't particularly bother me either, but I did feel there was some irritation, I guess you could say, just from there being screws going through all the tissue, and it was never quite as healthy as I thought it could be. And so I thought I'd just do the jump and make the leap, I should say, and have them removed. So hence this video, preparing for surgery. Okay, so the most important thing you can do for preparing for surgery and healing for surgery is obviously your nutritional balancing program. Okay, so this entails the complete program. Okay, this means eating lots of the cooked vegetables, eating plenty of animal protein, doing coffee enemas, using sauna therapy. I can't do sauna therapy for another couple weeks because it's an open wound, right? And it needs to keep sterile, and I keep cleaning it, and you don't want to have sweat, and you don't want to make it right for infection on the surface, right? So you don't want to do anything like that. But your nutritional balancing program will help you deal with surgery. Surgery is very toxic, okay? It's toxic because of the anesthesia. I was under anesthesia for 3 hours when I had surgery, and they bring you to the point of death. Okay, so that's important to note, is that it's very stressful in the body, anesthesia. And it's a trauma to the body. They had to cut through all my tissue, right, to get to my bone. And obviously some surgeries are even more traumatic or less traumatic. If you have open heart surgery, that's even more traumatic. Like back surgery, any sort of organ transplant, those can take hours, and they're significantly even more traumatic to the body. So it's important to keep healthy and strong. So preferably you've been on a nutritional balancing program for some time and then you continue on it. This will help you heal faster, it'll help you remove the toxins and the drugs from the body, things like that. But let's talk about what to do if you are not on a nutritional balancing program. So I would say that's most important, but let's talk about if you are not on a program, okay? So, preparing for it. So let's talk about beforehand. So the first thing that I would do is I would buy some colloidal silver. Okay, so let's say colloidal silver. Now, colloidal silver is a good product. Okay, it's very low toxicity. Okay, it's antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, things like that. And so it's good to take it about, I would say start taking it 3 days before your surgery, and then a week afterwards is good. And then I would say 2 to 3 tablespoons. Okay, tablespoons. 2 to 3 tablespoons. Okay. And I would do 2 to 3 tablespoons per day, 3 days ahead of surgery, and a week afterwards. You could do it for 2 weeks afterwards, but I would say a week, okay? And this is a higher dosage than many people recommend. I say go for the higher dosage. It's not very toxic at all, so it's not like, you're taking too much Valium or Oxycontin or something like that where it's really toxic. It's only slightly toxic to the body, okay? So even if you overdo it a little, it's not a huge issue. Better to overdo it than underdo it, I say. So 2 to 3 tablespoons. The brand does matter. The only 2 brands that we like are Abarask, I think is how you say it. It's like Arabesque. I don't know. It's with a Q. I might put the links down below to the colloidal silver. Abarask, and then Centrum's, it's Spectrum Silver or something. And then Spectrum. I think it's Spectrum is the brand. So these two brands actually exhibit the Hall effect, I believe it's called, where you can actually shine a light through it and make sure it's like a real colloidal silver. I don't recommend making it at home. I don't recommend other brands. There's a lot of terrible brands out there. So Aberasc is probably the best, and then I think it's Full Spectrum Silver is the other. And I'll put links in the description below about these two types of colloidal silver. Okay, so just taking this 3 days ahead helps load you with the colloidal silver, and then taking a week afterwards will help you lessen your chance of infection because you'll have it floating around in your body. Okay, so that's one of the first things I would do. So I start taking colloidal silver. I would do vitamin A. All right, and now this assumes you are not on a nutritional balancing program. Now you can add the colloidal silver even if you're on a nutritional balancing program. For example, I did this exact same protocol with colloidal silver. But vitamin A, you can add a little bit, but you shouldn't really need it too much if you're on a nutritional balancing program because there's vitamin A in the supplements we give people. But you can do, I would do 20,000 units a week before and 2 weeks afterwards. That'll help lessen your chance of infection as well. Okay, you can do a little more, a little less. I would even maybe do a little more because vitamin A is like colloidal silver. If you overdo it, it's not very toxic, especially if it's only for a few weeks. That's what's nice about these natural products. You can even though we like a higher dosage than some people may recommend, they're pretty low toxicity. So it's better to overdo it in our experience. Okay, so I would do the colloidal silver, and that's if you're on a program, or if you're not, even if you're not on a program. Vitamin A if you're not on a program, and then other things would be good are basically just the other products that we recommend in a nutritional balancing program. Okay, so that would be like taking kelp daily. This will help deliver more nutrients to your body. Kelp's full of minerals. I made videos about this. You can take 20 milligrams chelated zinc. That's chelated zinc. Also, you can do 1 to 2 milligrams chelated copper. Now, you'll notice these two products are in limcumin. Now, I'm already on limcumin on my program because my sodium-potassium ratio is below 2.5 right now. So it doesn't matter too much to me. I'm already basically doing this. Okay. So we'll just do chelated copper. Okay. And I would do this again about a week before and 2 weeks afterwards. Okay. This is really good to take any time though, and this is not going to harm you or anything like that. So you can do the kelp. I've made a video about kelp that you can watch. Just search kelp, and I talk about the dosages that you can do. I would do 20 milligrams chelated zinc. I don't know why I spelled zinc with a G. I mean, retarded here. And then 1 to 2 milligrams chelated copper. Okay, most multivitamins, they don't really do this ratio, and they have too much iron in it. It's better just to buy chelated copper, chelated zinc separate, and just make this kind of formula yourself. Really, that's the best. I can't really recommend high-dose vitamin C because it can really mess up some people's biochemistry. Believe it or not, vitamin C is not exactly all it's cracked up to be. For example, if you need copper, if you're a fast oxidizer, it tends to chelate copper, and so it could kind of make you worse, kind of scenario. So I'd rather you megadose vitamin A than vitamin C. And it seems to be what the bodies need today for various reasons. Okay. So these are all in regards to helping prevent infection and helping you heal. Really in regards to infection and helping you heal and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and talk about some other things that we can do, okay? So we've kind of talked about, as you can see, supplements that you can take, stuff to prevent infection. The week after surgery, you're at a higher chance for infection, things like that. So let's talk about some other things you can do. Obviously, don't forget the basics. Get enough rest. Sleep as much as you can. I've been sleeping 12 hours a day after my surgery, just because my body was like, I just feel that I needed it. Keep doing your program. Stay hydrated. Okay, obviously, right? Now, these are like the basics. Let's just talk about some things, people may not know about. Okay, so some other things. A coffee enema before surgery. So I'll just say enema before surgery. Now, this is true even if you're not on a program, you've never done a coffee enema. I would recommend you do one, before you get any surgery. Now, they used to do this. It was standard practice in American hospitals. They used to do coffee enemas before surgery. Why do they do that? Because it cleans out your colon before surgery, so you have a clean colon. Okay, your colon processes a lot of toxins. If you have a clean colon before surgery, you'll recover faster and you'll be able to deal with the trauma better. Okay, that's part of the reason they don't want you to eat, right? So you don't eat for 24 hours before surgery, and you should do a coffee enema as well. Okay, it'll help clear your lower large intestine and your colon of all this sort of fecal matter that's poisoning your body, and your body will be able to deal with being put out, put under, basically, better. Okay, so even if you don't do coffee enemas, do a water enema before surgery. That'd be better than nothing. Okay, water enema would also clean all that stuff out. Coffee enemas are just better because at least you're detoxifying as well. But even if you've never done enemas, look it up. Do at least a water enema before you get surgery, right? Every little thing helps, right? Okay. Also, you can do infrared light therapy. Okay, that's another good one. Infrared therapy. Okay, infrared therapy. That's another good one, and that's where you take, just a basic red light bulb. I think I have one around here. No, I don't have one on me. But they sell infrared light bulbs at hardware stores. Okay, usually they use them in terrariums, things like that. You can just ask them at a hardware store. They usually come in 250 watts. And you just shine that on. So what I've been doing is, for 15 minutes a day, I take the light and I shine it on my wound. And it heats up the tissue a little bit. It actually acts as a nutrient to the body. The near infrared light is actually healing to the body, and it helps the tissue heal faster. Okay, especially if you can't do sauna therapy, right? Because I can't do sauna therapy because of the open wound. It's not so open anymore, but you get my point. So those two things are good. Okay, enemas before, and then use infrared therapy afterwards. You could use it on the same area before as well. And I would also obviously recommend coffee enemas after your surgery to help speed up process as well. But like I said earlier, that kind of just goes with the complete nutritional balancing program, which is really the overall best thing you can do as far as preparing and healing after surgery. That's why I made that point in the beginning. Okay, but a lot of these things are concepts that people are not very familiar with, and this is also a video for people that aren't on a nutritional balancing program. Okay. So, and then also the basics, you guys. Drink spring water, okay? Eat lots of cooked vegetables. Be sure you're getting plenty of animal protein. And follow your program, okay? So, if you're already following your program, I would say the important things are the colloidal silver before and after surgery. And then do an enema right before your surgery, okay? And then as soon as you get out, continue your program along with the coffee enemas, sauna therapy if you can do it, and then spot infrared therapy if you can't use a sauna like I can. Okay. Now, if you're not on a program, all I do recommend all those things. The most important things are also going to be the colloidal silver. Okay, doing the vitamin A, taking the zinc and copper, and then doing these things as well. An enema right before their surgery. And then if you can, buy an infrared light bulb and then shine it on the wound as well. Okay? That's about it. If I missed some things, I'll put them down in the link below. And also below, I will put links to the 2 brands of colloidal silver that I like. Maybe in the at some point on the website we'll start selling them, because they are good to have. This colloidal silver is also good to have, just for, if you're retracing or if you have another type of infection or something like that. But I'll put the links down below. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Subscribe to the newsletter too if you guys are interested in that. Ask me some awesome questions down below, and I'll be sure to answer any questions you have about surgery below. And also, don't forget, in most cases, or in many cases, I should say, it's better to avoid surgery if you can. A lot of surgeries can be avoided if you heal yourself at a deep level, right? You don't need to get heart surgery if you just get rid of the plaque in your arteries beforehand, right? So a lot of surgeries can be avoided. In my case, I wasn't able to. So take some precautions, take some vitamins, okay? Get rest, do some coffee enemas, take the colloidal silver before and after the surgery, and get well. I'll talk to you guys soon.